A warm welcome and thank you for joining us this morning on Sunrise at Sea. Just in time for part 2 of the Twitter jabs and the conversation around the BUBU Uganda Build Uganda Expo 2022, the second of its kind. The conversation continues, and this year the second BUBU Uganda Build Uganda Expo is expected to take place at the Kololo Independence Grounds, and of course it will take place between the period of 6th to 8th May. I am super excited because this is a time that I get to showcase my talent. Even me, I'm going to be at the expo, don't joke. Well, my name is Shivan, and joining me today on the panel is none other than Mr. Agaba Julius Alfred, and he is the director of the Uganda Investment Review, and they are the official organizers of the BUBU Uganda Build Uganda Expo. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Shivan.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. I am excited to be here.
I can see.
Yes.
Are you excited to be here, or are you excited about the BUBU Expo?
I'm excited about the expo and then being here. Both,
okay.
I should say, yes.
So, Director, as we dive into the conversation, my first question would be for a viewer that is watching this morning. First of all, what is the mandate of BUBU?
I'm going to venture into speaking for some things which should really be spoken by the Ministry of Trade and Industry. But the overview is BUBU is a government policy which was adopted in 2014 as a government policy to promote locally manufactured goods, to promote local manufacturers, to increase awareness about local manufacturers and locally made goods, and also to change mindsets about Ugandans towards locally manufactured goods. It is also a policy that is expected to increase local production at a whole, with the purpose of increasing exports in the long run, and increasing the number of factories and the manufacturers in the country, which would lead into now increase in employment opportunities and a better performing economy overall. So it is a policy that is really directed at getting Ugandans to support their own for purposes of developing the country. But those ones are those issues to do with the overall policy objectives and how it's progressing. The Minister of Trade and Industry is in the best position to give you those ones, and they should be in touch anytime you hear from them.
Interesting. So now, for me, like I said earlier on, I might be showcasing my skills and talent at the BUBU Expo 2022, and I'm sure there are thousands of people that are watching us this morning and would also want to take part in this event. So how does one register their business, and what does it take?
To attend the BUBU?
Yes, to be able to even showcase.
Okay, now we have got, first of all, a very well laid out process of what is available and what you can take on our website, bubuexpo.com, and also on our social medias with the hashtag BUBU Expo. And there are numbers there you can call and get more informed. But I'll tell you briefly, we've got sponsorship packages ranging from the biggest platinum sponsorship to the smallest general sponsorship, and they have got benefits inherent in there. You have got an exhibition tent, you've got gala dinner tickets, so for the awards dinner, you've got a chance to run your advert in the BUBU Uganda Build Uganda Expo magazine. You've got the opportunity to have your media, your logo and your products displayed within the media that we are using to promote the event. And then those who are not in that category of sponsoring, there is you can actually just come for a tent, for a stand, which is a full tent, a 5-meter by 5-meter tent. So you come and put your products there. There's also the option of sharing that tent. You can share the tent with another and share the cost. And because we're sensitive of the micro business element in Uganda's in the business terrain of Uganda, we know that there are people who are even smaller than medium or small enterprises. So those micro enterprises, we're giving them an opportunity to come together as the groups, especially those who are in associations or circles or what, come together as groups and hire out tents and be able to display what they have within their budgets.
So those are actually some of the incentives that one gets to enjoy the advantages they get to enjoy if they choose to take part in this particular initiative.
Exactly. When you come into the BUBU Expo, you're going to get awareness. You're going to get awareness for your products and your service. You're going to get visibility for your service and products, and you're going to have the opportunity to change mindsets about your products when you come for the BUBU Expo event, because when you interact with people, people have this thinking that made in Uganda products are of a low quality. So we are asking the public from all the corners of the country to come to Kololo in those 3 days from 6th to 8th May, where they will be able to interrogate those products and services that Ugandans are making, be able to meet the manufacturers in real time, test their goods, check out their goods, buy some of them, and use them, so that people's thinking can begin to change. Mindset, there's a mindset change is like a huge oil tanker. It changes slowly, but it does eventually change if it is persistently if you persistently work on it. And that is what the BUBU Expo is doing for the BUBU policy.
Okay.
Because the BUBU Expo is really one of the things that the ministry employs or uses to implement the BUBU policy.
Okay, so looking at its inception, since BUBU Expo came into existence, looking at the policy coming in right from 2014 and later on it was launched in 2017, has it been able to achieve its mandate?
Again, I am not going to speak at length on that, because it's really for the Ministry of Trade and Industry to explain, to demonstrate the details, and they'll be here subsequently. But what I can tell you is that the awareness, the awareness about made in Uganda is there, is evident, can be evidenced. You can see it in the public. For instance, the supermarkets, these big supermarkets, are committing a much larger chunk of their shelf space, close to 50% right now, to local products, and that's happening across the board. And the local products are not there because of a decree or what. They are there because they are meeting the standards of these supermarkets. So the BUBU is really having an impact in that sense. There's also the other sense of the manufacturers, on the side of the manufacturers. Even the manufacturers are beginning to be more confident about their investments. So a manufacturer who would have not thought that they could go to a bank and get a loan to expand their facility and employ more people and buy more machinery, now have more confidence that they can produce locally and their goods will be bought. They don't have to worry so much that goods made in Uganda are shunned by Ugandans. So that is changing. We are not yet there, I can tell from our perspective as private sector people, but we're heading into that area.
Okay.
I could also tell you that a number of previous importers, and this I think will be borne out by people from Kasita. So a number of previous importers are now manufacturing here, either fully or partially, but they have decided to invest their money in manufacturing locally as opposed to importing. And that is a major story, a major development that you're going to see as we go ahead with this BUBU Expo.
So are those the most outstanding achievements in your capacity that you've seen the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy initiate or bring into existence?
There are the bigger ones, which I told you again, the minister will expound on, but there are things like in iron and steel.
Yes.
Huge investments are taking place, and the iron and steel is locally procured. We have got companies which are in iron and steel, like, for example, I'll tell you, Tembo Steels, for instance, is mining ore, is using iron ore, which is locally mined in the country to produce their steel. Those are major developments. In the UNRWA, for instance, is using a lot of local material and local businesses to construct these roads you're seeing going up all over the place. We have got coffee in agribusiness also has really also, we're seeing a lot of local manufacturers in that space. In dairy products and all, we are seeing a lot of manufacturers expanding in that space and even going into export. And the fact that now Congo, DRC is part of the East African community is making things even more rosy. The outlook is more rosy. So the details, the intricate details of those will be discussed later with the Minister of Trade and Industry. But what I can tell you from our perspective as the BUBU Expo, the BUBU Expo, the BUBU policy is achieving its original objectives.
Okay.
And it's the journey is, we're still on a journey. That we're going to get there. We are already they're already seeing where we're
already
headed.
Laying the path.
Yes.
So have you experienced some sort of challenges or setbacks, especially still in regard to the BUBU policy as of this year, the second edition, and also the one that was held last year?
In terms of the BUBU policy itself,
yes.
I think that's the big challenge still remains mindset. People are still a little bit not completely embracing Ugandan products, except in the areas that I've talked about, like steel, iron and steel, and maybe in coffee and some other agro businesses. But I can tell you, mindset change is still the problem. It is something that we're going to continuously hit at, until it's completely removed, so that people can make informed choices on what is Ugandan, based on information, not just offhandedly saying Ugandan stuff. This is made in Uganda. Then he said, let me look for what.
That is indeed true. And earlier on, actually, in the Twitter Jabs part 1, when I was discussing with my colleague, I was telling her of a story of a time when I was in a supermarket, and some Ugandans, typically Ugandans, were behind me, and they were looking for a particular product. But when they reached and read and said it was made in Uganda, they said, they put back the product and went for the one that was made in Kenya. So even while we're talking about mindset change, and I hope that the Expo is actually able to impact real awareness to be able to, so that people can easily adapt and even change and be able to buy these goods. And the images that you see there is actually the BUBU Expo that took place, the very first edition, and right there is the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, moving with Honorable Amelia Chambade, who was the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives right there. And actually that was the first BUBU Expo of its kind. However, Director, I then would ask, looking at the first BUBU Expo that we held in Uganda, did it have any impact to local manufacturers?
I think it did. It definitely did, because they came in, and exhibited and made their issues known. They had conferences. We had a huge women's conference in there, supported by URA. We had the president was there. There was a lot of engagement. There were many exhibitors then. 350 exhibitors showed up. So the fact that they are coming back, the fact that quite a number of those who are coming in even were not there in the previous. Didn't come in the previous event. I'll tell you what, Tembo Steel, for instance, was not there in the last event, but this event they are major sponsors of the event. So that is enough to show us that there is, the impact was there. There is much more awareness about BUBU. Never mind whether those who think it's working or not, those who don't agree and others who agree. The whole point is there is a lot more awareness about Buy Uganda,
Build Uganda than before.
So, and as long as there is increased awareness, positive or negative, as long as there's increased awareness, that is good for the whole policy.
Okay.
Because it means that people know about it and it is in people's minds.
Okay, so looking at the second edition of the Buy Uganda Build Uganda Expo, you know that is going to take place in May. What, for someone watching this morning, what should they expect and anticipate?
Absolutely. This event, the Buy Uganda Build Uganda Expo 2022 is going to be a bigger event. We are going to have more than 4 conferences. We're going to have a conference for regulators, we're going to have a conference for women entrepreneurs, we're going to have a conference for doing business in Uganda. We're going to have very distinguished panelists in those conferences, some from academia and some from business. They'll be engaging on topics that we're going to curate and put out there. We're going to have BUBU fashion. Last time we didn't have BUBU fashion. We're going to have BUBU fashion in this event, where private designers are going to come in and showcase their products. We have got Joram Model Management coming through we're going to showcase some products. We have got the Uganda Tailors Association. They're going to showcase their work. So we're we're bringing in the excuse me, we are bringing in the element of BUBU fashion. Then we have BUBU music. We didn't have that last time.
Yes.
We're going to have BUBU music. We're going to have around 10 musicians. The large chunk of them are upcoming musicians who have done something, have a name in the industry, and they are on their way to established musicians. Then some will be established musicians. They're going to come there. We've put up a huge, the usual big stage for entertainment for these, which happens with these shows and music launches.
Yes.
It's going to have all the works there, the music and the sound. They're going to come and play music, their music. This is local music. If there's anything that people have embraced that is locally made, it is Ugandan music.
Yes.
Because it is the Ugandan musicians have really put the BUBU idea to another level. They have managed to convince the public to consume their goods. How I wish that same attitude would be in textiles, in shoes, in leather,
yes,
in everything.
We'll get there.
If people embrace other sectors of the economy, they've embraced the music and entertainment sector, that would be a major breakthrough for the BUBU policy.
Absolutely.
So there will be those musicians, and entrance is free. So it's a weekend, Friday, 6th, 7th, Saturday, 8th is a Sunday. Yeah, the entrance is free. There's music to listen to. You can come and party. The money you have come with, you use it to support exhibitors who are exhibiting their goods. So we're not charging you for entrance. Even for the conferences, the entrance is free, although the numbers will be controlled by invitation. So I think this is going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and I don't see why anyone would not come.
Definitely.
There's also there's going to be a lot of back to school, a number of back to school companies selling their products, books and paper, pens, all those back to school things, mattresses, whatever. So they'll be there, And I'm hoping they'll be able to drop the prices for purposes of back to school shoppers. That's a back to school week. That next week is a back to school week. So many parents will probably be wanting to buy scholastic materials, and we invite them to come en masse and support local manufacturers, buy their products, and learn about their products, critique them, and ask them, you know, face to face, so that they leave the place enlightened. We're expecting over 1 million visitors to come through over that weekend.
Okay, it sounds very interesting. I am super excited to be attending this particular one. I did not attend the first one, but this second edition, and with the changes, the notable changes that you have highlighted, I do hope that for anyone watching us this morning, that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8th May, all roads are leading where? To the Kololo Independence Grounds. Director, finally, your last remarks or any special message in regard to the BUBU Expo 2022 to the viewer that is watching this morning?
I want to implore a viewer, manufacturers, producers, the big and small, you know, come out and be seen. Come out and make people aware of what you are doing. Make people know what you're doing. Let people ask you what you are doing. Let people see what you're doing. Give them your address. Let them get to know. Let them sell them things, or give them things if you want, to remember you, to know your product, so that you can at least the least you should leave with from Kololo after the 3 days. At least people know that so and so makes this kind of bags, makes this kind of shoes, makes this kind of clothes, but it has this kind of service. It is so critical that you get known. No one is going to see you, no one is going to know you when you're still operating in a behind the scenes. Even if your facility is a small thing operating out of a garage, please come. We're going to do our best to accommodate as many producers and manufacturers as possible, so that people can know what is on sale in Uganda. Yes. So many things are on sale. Some things that people are even encountering them in Europe, and then they are told that, oh, this comes from Uganda. And you have, as a Ugandan, you've never seen it, but it's because the Ugandans are not showcasing. I know of a company that is making very nice handbags, leather handbags, here in Uganda, made in Uganda with the hide from Uganda, but they are being sold in California. The outlet is, the shop is in California, where you find people are buying leather, which has been leather products that have been made in Uganda.
Okay.
But no one has. So please come. There's going to be free entrance. There's a lot of entertainment. There's a lot of discussion and engagement. So and it's a weekend. Just come and know which Ugandan is making what product is being made in Uganda, and we take it from there. Yeah,
and also do not forget that the entrance is free. That is very important. Entrance is free. So please make your way to Kololo. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Agaba, for joining us this morning on Sunrise at Sea.
Thank you, Shivan, for having me.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, do not forget that the BUBU Expo 2022 is going to be held between a period of 6th to 8th of May 2022 under the theme Changing Mindsets and Building Awareness about BUBU Products. And with me today has been Mr. Agaba Julius Alfred, and he is the Director of Uganda Investment Review, and they are the official organizers of the BUBU Expo 2022. And that winds up what I had for you this morning on the Twitter Jabs. However, do stay tuned, because we still do have an amazing show lined up for you. And we take a quick breather, but when we do return, I will be showcasing some skills that I should probably also take to the BUBU Expo, and that is how to make hair bonnets. Keep watching Sunrise at Sea.